Welcome to 66 St George's Square. It is a glorious day here in Pimlico, and I'm so excited to welcome you back for another property tour at this prestigious address here in London. Shall we begin the tour? A little more on the location a little bit later, but for now, some quick fire stats before we head inside. This property measures just over 6,500 square feet and comprises 6 bedrooms and several amazing reception spaces, as well as multiple terraces. So come on in. This property was built in 1860 by Sir Thomas Cubitt. However, behind the period stucco-fronted Victorian facade lies a completely meticulously renovated contemporary interior. However, the architects still have retained those special period features that everyone knows and loves and associates with London townhouses. For example, you've still got the deep skirting board and the ornate cornicing on the ceiling, and I particularly love this tiled stone floor here in this grand entrance hallway. Shall we head straight into the dining room? Coming straight into the formal dining room, you'll notice the proportions of this property. Now, the house and the living space inside the house is spread over 6 floors. Fortunately, and very rarely in a London townhouse, there is a lift in this property, making it very easy to travel between floors, especially because of this volume and these amazing ceiling heights, making the property quite tall, but that means you're not sacrificing any of the internal space, and you really get this incredible feeling of grandeur in here. There are herringbone floors throughout, beautiful features such as this bay window here, and I just think this is such a spectacular space for entertaining. The property is currently staged for sale, and it has been staged by Birkbeck Interiors, who have done a fantastic job adding a contemporary edge to this space. You'll also notice several incredible pieces of art on the walls throughout the property, so keep an eye out for those. There is a rectangular dining table here with seating for up to 10 guests. You could go even slightly larger if you wanted to, and this is honestly just a perfect space for entertaining. Across the other side of the room, you have a fireplace. There are several working fireplaces in this property, and there's also a fully integrated sound system, as well as air conditioning and underfloor heating. So it's the perfect blend of historic charm and sophistication and modern convenience and elegance. Coming through this large archway and these double doors with glass window panes, you enter into what they have set up as the study area. Now, personally, if I was entertaining and if it were me living here, I think this would make such a cool bar and the perfect space to greet your guests and mingle over a glass of champagne. But it's definitely a very flexible space that gives you plenty of options. So now we're going to head downstairs into the kitchen, but stay tuned for the grand reception room, which we will head up to shortly. So starting from the bottom and working our way up, we are now on the lower ground floor, where you'll find this large family-style kitchen, fully equipped with integrated Gaggenau appliances and a Gaggenau induction hob with an overhead extractor. You have this large island in front of me with this beautiful marble countertop and an overhang, so you've got bar stools for counter seating, perfect if you just want to grab a quick bite and then you're heading out. A large cooler sink and even a little breakfast table down here in the bay window. So this is actually a very bright, lovely space, perfect if you're hosting and entertaining. You can tell that I like to entertain. You can have your chefs working away down here, cooking up a storm, and this is a really great space to just prepare everything for those fabulous dinner parties that I'm sure you'd be having if you live in this property. Now, on the other side of the space, coming again through this large archway here, we have this kind of informal, relaxed living area or reception space, perfect for chilling out, having a cup of tea, or again, if you do have staff working here, this is a great staff breakout space. Now, through that window behind me, you'll notice a small courtyard, on the other side of which, and just down the hall, you will find the private gym. Health is wealth. I think that's how the expression goes. And if, like me, you are a fan of an early morning workout or Pilates class, then you'll love the fact that this personal private gym here in your townhouse in London has the addition of a skylight, bringing natural light down from the terrace above and just flooding the space with light. Personally, for me, that is a key thing. If I had a private gym, that is what I would want, natural light. And this gym gives you plenty of that, as well as plenty of space. At the rear of the property, on the ground floor, you have this small private lounge area with 3 French doors leading you out onto a courtyard. And that's the courtyard I mentioned earlier with those skylights bringing light down into the gym. Out here, you have a round table with some seating, and it's extremely quiet and peaceful and very private. You're not overlooked. So this space could be perfect if you need to take meetings or as a waiting room whilst your guests wait for you. On the first floor, you have the grand reception room, and what a grand and elegant reception room this is. You get the full width of the house here because we don't have the staircase taking up this side of the room, and you have these large French windows leading you out onto a terrace overlooking the garden square beyond. Now, this is just such a fabulous space, and this is what you buy when you buy heritage townhouses here in London and period properties such as this one. Again, you'll notice this ornate detailing in the cornicing on the ceiling, which is just so spectacular. And of course, they have these extremely large, extremely grand chandeliers in the space as well. The space has been beautifully furnished. You could zone it a little bit more and add another rug over this side. But what they do have, which is really clever, and you're going to see in just a second, is a beautiful baby grand piano on this side of the room. So you can just imagine the parties that you could throw here and the sophisticated soirees, whether it's dinner downstairs or dancing or cocktails up here. I think this is such a beautiful space. So stepping out of that beautiful grand reception room with its incredible 4-meter high ceilings through the floor to ceiling French doors onto your private balcony here overlooking the square. And I just want to take a moment to talk about the history of St. George's Square because it has to be one of the most picturesque and historic garden squares in London. Notably, it holds the accolade for being the first residential square to open directly onto the River Thames, which you get a beautiful little glimpse of from your balcony here. And over the years, the square has played host to a number of notable residents, including the Dracula author Bram Stoker and Walter Wingfield, who pioneered modern lawn tennis, in case you're following Wimbledon. Coming up past the 3rd large terrace at the rear of the property leading off of the landing, we enter into the principal bedroom suite, which occupies the whole of the 2nd floor. Now here, this has to be one of my favorite details of this property. Perhaps it's a little cliche, but I just think this walk-through wardrobe here is to die for. And I particularly love this very elegant joinery, the choice of sort of wallpaper that's textured here on the wardrobe doors and also contrasted with this beautiful antiqued mirror. Let's head through into the bedroom now. Now, if this is not a primary bedroom of dreams, I don't know what is. Behind me, through this archway with these large double doors, you have one of the most breathtaking bathrooms I've ever seen. It really leans into the beautiful, kind of luxurious elegance of this home with the freestanding tub, the large rainfall shower. You even have a fireplace in your bathroom. It's just beautiful. And I love this bedroom as well. I just think this is so romantic, so clean, filled with light, with 2 large windows overlooking the square. You're east facing here, so you'll get beautiful morning light to wake you up. You have sheer blinds for privacy, but you actually don't need them because you've got beautiful trees and greenery right outside your window. And standing in here, it just feels so fresh and so peaceful. And I think this is the perfect private sanctuary. Beyond the primary bedroom suite, you have 5 further bedroom suites, each with their own bathroom and plenty of built-in wardrobe space as well. So 6 bedrooms in total, making this the perfect family home and heritage legacy property here in London. The top 2 floors of this property effectively form their own private apartment, which is perfect if you've got guests visiting or perhaps if you have older teenage children. And I personally love the way that this top floor has been designed to create this large, open-plan, contemporary living and family space. There's plenty to keep you entertained here, whether you're playing pool, watching a movie on the flat-screen TV here on this amazing curved sofa. You even have a kitchen run behind me with a drinks cooler as well. And I really like the skylights, which bring natural light into this space, making it feel even more voluminous and spacious and fresh. Now behind me, there are 2 French doors leading you out onto a small balcony, which is the final piece of outside space that comes with this property and gives you the most incredible view. So let's go and check it out. I just love how textured this view is. You have everything from the greenery of the garden square to a church steeple and these contemporary city skyscrapers lining the river behind me. Now that concludes our tour for today. We've made it to the top. Thank you for sticking with me. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, please don't forget to give it a like and hit that subscribe button. It would mean the world to me, and I promise lots more exciting property tours and interior design content coming very soon. Bye for now.